Now.
It is live. Sports Lounge 272. Marcus Traxler is here. Charlie Hildebrand is here. I am here. Nathan Stacken en route to Stacken Studios. We were talking about how everybody's favorite good things are good. It was a hell of a week, hell of the last couple of weeks. Gophers are doing well in the sports that they play. I hate Trump, and that's good for me. Stacken's SDSU folks are doing well today. The Whites scored some touchdowns, all for the Whites. And Charlie, your football team that you follow, had a hell of a finish. Take us through the finish.
Well, I had stopped watching the game regularly and was just watching it on Red Zone, resigned to the fact that the Dolphins were going to lose, after convincing myself they were going to win only because it was in Miami, and felt good about it for a while. And then, so on the top left corner of my Red Zone screen, as they were going through the pass and the laterals, at no point did I ever think it was going to work until about the last 20 to 15 yards. Like about the time Gronk fell over, where I was like, oh, and like really, I mean, I'm old and lazy, so I didn't jump out of my chair anymore, but kind of leaned forward a little bit and was just like, oh, kind of made some weird audible sound like that. And then was, I was pretty excited. I've been, not that I would have been horribly disappointed if they lost, because they do so often, but have been generally upbeat the rest of the day since then.
Well, Stacken's first word.
I'm sorry.
Because Stacken was all on, Brady struggles in Miami. I'm pretty sure his first thing will be that.
I like that on the play. Like Charlie said, Kenyon Drake gets to like the 20, and then it just opens up. Like there's nobody in front of him, and the only guy is Gronk, and you can see he's going to beat him. That was great. There was a tweet I saw that showed Gronk falling down, and it said, live by the 69, die by the 69. I thought was great. So that was awesome.
Why was he back there?
I don't know. And if you listen to the Miami radio call, like before the play starts, they're like, Gronk's back there on the goal line. He can't tackle anybody. And they were right, because he ran right past him.
If the ball's at the 50, you put him back there. The ball's at the 31-yard line. No need to do that. When I saw that this happened, I immediately went to the play-by-play. So, what happened here? Well, it was a 4th and goal from the 4. They kick a field goal.
Patriots did, yeah.
Looking back at it, you got to go for it there, because if you don't make it, you give them the ball at the 5-yard line with 10 seconds to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like they're going to have a play that they get 60 yards to set up a field goal. Either Miami's scoring a touchdown from the 5, or the game's done.
Do we know for 100% certainty that it wasn't secretly Mike McCarthy posing as Bill Belichick to coach the Patriots this week? Because there were some very un-New England-like decisions in the game that, normally even at the end of the first half with no timeouts left, Brady taking a sack so they don't get at least a field goal. There's just all sorts of weird stuff.
I'm still begging anybody to tell me why people thought or think Mike McCarthy is good. Marcus kind of explained it, a week or so ago about how, 10 years ago, he was doing all this shifting shit, and that was something at the time. But,
Well, a great case was made for McCarthy earlier today when Joe Philbin burned through both of his challenges in the first 90 seconds of the Packers game. But
did he win any of those?
No, he lost them both. Neither one was
overturned. What were they?
I don't know. I wasn't watching that game, but apparently blew through them. I don't know how obvious they were or not, but
Packers went out, do they not?
I don't.
They fired the coach.
I don't see
the Rams, the Chiefs, and New England. I think fire the coach. Rodgers.
I don't think they'll beat Chicago in Chicago, but
I think they went out. Give it to me there.
Okay.
So Miami does that. Just a boneheaded move, not going for it on 4th and goal from the 4. Field goal doesn't do you a fucking thing there.
And doesn't clinch things, but makes it almost certain as long as the Chiefs don't completely pee their pants, that they're going to get the number 1 seed in the AFC. So New England maybe doesn't even finish with the 2 seed if they screw up again down the stretch, which would probably be good for everyone except New England fans.
Steelers could have done something. They lose to Oakland. What, Roethlisberger was out for like the second half. He came back in. What the hell happened here? I saw Charlie Villanueva playing quarterback, and like, what's Villanueva doing out there? He's no good. And then he came back in or something at the end to like set up the field goal, and they missed a field goal.
Yeah, the kicker slipped, and he basically kicked it into his own lineman's ass. So.
Oh, here's the deal. If Roethlisberger's going to come out and play with a rib for the last drive, well, you got to fucking be out there. Not the whole game, but
yeah,
you're struggling here. So if you're good enough to play that last drive, maybe not that it matters. I mean, Ravens now a half game out.
There was a moment recently when the Houston Texans had won, 10 straight? They lose to the Colts today. I thought there was a chance. I mean, you rattle off 12 wins, 13 wins, you get the number 1 seed. I mean, so that doesn't look like it's going to happen anymore, but interesting enough.
New England, Houston, Pittsburgh, they all lose to teams that by all means they should have won today. Chargers probably going to end up with the second best record and get the 5 seed. Chargers going to maybe like 12-4, 13-3.
There's a chance the Steelers miss the playoffs here because they play
Baltimore.
They play the Saints and the Patriots the next 2 weeks. Not in that order, but they do play. Yeah. So.
In that order, Patriots, Saints.
Yep.
So the Patriots or Steelers are going to lose next week. If that's Pittsburgh, Baltimore with goddamn Lamar Jackson, that fucker can't lose. Almost beat Kansas City.
Yeah, not really his fault, I don't think.
Yeah. So you got as you always do with the AFC every single year, a 4-way tie at 7-6 for 1 spot. Colts, Ravens, Dolphins, Titans. You got Denver a game back. You got Cleveland. Cleveland may win 6 games this year. Cleveland may not lose double digits. Positives for the Cleveland squad. Charlie, what do you think? Is Joe Flacco, is he about to put out to pasture here? He was active. I believe he was active today, and he did not play. So
he wasn't in uniform because it was Jackson and RG3 because RG3 had to come in at the end.
Oh, goddamn.
I think it being put out to pasture, at least with Baltimore. I mean, I think he might go somewhere else. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know what over the last few weeks would make you think, you know what, we really want to keep paying Joe Flacco all kinds of money and have this other young guy who's good and exciting not play as much.
Any objection?
To know Lamar Jackson, all you have to do is look how Louisville did the first year after he left. They went 2-10 and fired everybody. The whole time we were like, Louisville, how come you're not better with a Heisman Trophy winner? And now we're like, oh my God, how good was Lamar Jackson to get him to 9 wins?
Subtraction by addition, or whatever you got to say right there. Marcus, could I interest you in a Baltimore-Kansas City divisional round game?
You sure could. That's the game we had today, and it was all right.
I mean, I'm just waiting for Kansas City here to lose this. I mean, again, the Vikings of the AFC.
I forget who said it, but somebody made the point that
wait.
Like, I think it was Romo. He's like, you don't want to play in Kansas City in the playoffs.
The fuck you don't. That's the one place you want to play.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm like, isn't their track record in Kansas City in the playoffs pretty bad as of late?
Like 0-6 in last some years at home.
Exactly.
I think we can just go back to whenever Marty Schottenheimer was the head coach. Starting then, it's incredibly bad.
Yep.
Like, what does he do? I mean, I love him, but Jesus Christ.
I guess they beat the Titans? No, the Titans won there last year.
They lost. They should have beaten. They were ahead by whatever they were ahead by. Right. They lost. They were up at Indianapolis by, 4 touchdowns, 30 points a couple years ago. Lose that. They played Pittsburgh, was it a year or 2 ago? Lost that at home.
Yep.
You want to play, yes. That's the one place you want to play. Another sports myth. You don't want to play in Kansas City. Bullshit, you do. So, again, New England, Houston, battling for the 2 seed. New England beat them, didn't they?
It won't matter. But
week one.
let's have that game be in Houston, huh?
Yeah. So
Let's make the Patriots play on the first weekend and then play on the road after that.
We know what's going to happen. My Dolphins are going to win enough to get into the playoffs. They beat the Patriots. They're going to have to play the Patriots wild card weekend, and they're going to lose to New England 31-6. And it's going to be like, "Yep, that was a nice playoff run, guys. We'll see you in the playoffs again in 5 years."
Very real.
Vikings next week.
Yeah, exactly right. Very real scenario for the Vikings as well.
stacking some crazy shit happened today in the football.
Well, I was just going to say, you talk about the Patriots and the Texans. Patriots and Steelers play next week. Both teams.
Somebody's got to lose. Maybe.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to go in the hole.
The Cleveland Browns are still alive for the division title.
Let's see it. Let's see it.
It's crazy shit. The Dolphins play was sensational. The back and forth matchup between the Steelers and Raiders. Amari Cooper going off for 3 touchdowns, over 200 yards. Some tight end named George Kittle had 210 yards in the first half for the 49ers. And
I like how you say some tight end like you don't remember him torching the Gophers at Iowa.
I don't actually. But that being said, for the Vikings, everything that they could have asked for today happened. We just need now the Rams to beat the Bears. But Carolina lost, as I said they would, to the Browns. Washington lost. The Eagles lost, which is actually it's probably better that they lose than had they beaten the Cowboys. Here, this is shaping up real good for the Vikings wild card hopes. Just got to beat Charlie's Dolphins, someone's Lions, and someone else's Bears, and they're going to make it to the playoffs. But it would be nice to be that 5 seed and play Dallas because, as much as Amari Cooper and the Cowboys are looking good right now, they can be had. I'd much rather go play Big D than I would Chicago.
You would go play Big D. Dak, and all you'd have to say is Washington played Josh Johnson today, and then that would fill in for, hey, Washington.
What happened here?
Well,
another guy get hurt again? Or they bench somebody?
They were getting their ass kicked. They benched Sanchez. The collusion case against Colin Kaepernick becomes even, or the Colin Kaepernick collusion case becomes even stronger.
I was just going to say, like, Josh Johnson getting signed by Washington is like the clearest collusion case. Oh, he doesn't fit our system. Well, like, fuck, Josh Johnson fits your system. Josh Johnson hasn't been with the team for more than a year since like 2011.
He's been on like 10 teams, and he had only thrown a pass for one of them.
Why is this a guy that gets signed all the time? He's never.
I have no idea.
He was really athletic with San Diego under Jim
Harbaugh.
How does this? I assume Josh Johnson here is the first draft pick of the Alliance of American Football League to play in a game.
Playing for the San Diego whatever.
The San Diego Fleet. There was this draft last week. Mike Martz is their coach.
Yep.
This is amazing.
God, stop showing the Vikings on this NBC garbage.
That was cool. That was cool. And Riley Reef got murdered on.
God damn.
Bucks beat Raptors. Let it be known. Bucks beat Raptors.
East final preview right there.
Travis, let me tell you, Furman's still undefeated.
Furman.
I don't know.
The Purple
Paladins?
The Paladins.
We'll get to it. They almost lost, I believe, the other night to some garbage shit team.
They did not. They blew out West Carolina.
May have been close at half.
Yeah.
Do you have a trivia question, do you not?
Me?
Yeah.
I do. I got to get it. I got to finish it, actually.
Son of a bitch.
Furman.
We got time.
Okay, Furman played, what was it, Elon. No, they played South Carolina upstate yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
They were down by 4 at the half.
Upstate?
Oh, yeah. They've played West Carolina before. My bad.
Just the big yeah, so football happened. I'm just seeing some of these stats. Like Stafford was like throwing for 100 yards like in the fourth quarter.
Here's the thing. He sucks.
That's bad. That Cowboys-Eagles game was poop.
It turned into something, but yeah, it was bad.
You had to wait through that and muck. You had Jeff Driscoll with the Bengals almost beat the Chargers. You had Case Keenum shit himself. This Nick Mullins is just killing folks. Nick Mullins, for fuck's sakes, putting up numbers for San Francisco. It's poop. Poop all around, I say.
Yeah, the Raiders won.
Yeah, Raiders. Browns win. Jets beat the Bills.
How many wins do the Raiders have this year?
Fuck.
3, I think.
Is it 3? So if they finish with 3 wins, I believe that'll put Gruden's average per win per salary per year at about $3.33 million per win.
A lot of
33.3.
Worth it. Worth it.
Stack and Vikings play tomorrow night. I don't expect them to win.
Me either.
I don't think it matters at all if they win. It'd be nice. I think this is a freebie. If they win, they're in. If not, whatever. They'll beat Miami and Detroit.
Please win so that there's an illusion of maybe still winning this division, which would be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice. I don't know.
Would you rather play at Dallas or would you rather play at home against Seattle?
Much rather play at Dallas. If the Vikings don't win the North, I'd much rather play at Dallas than at Chicago.
No, would you rather host Seattle?
Yes. Seattle is a team that is.
You want to host Seattle in the playoffs. What could possibly go wrong? The Seahawks
27-yard field goal for the win.
Not a thing. Not a thing could happen.
To be fair, Seattle might forget which cold city they're in, and in overtime guarantee that they want the ball and they're going to score right away and win the game and end up losing.
You have Holton Hill, whatever that his name is, getting the touchdown. So I think it's a freebie stacking next tomorrow night.
I agree.
I would guess that if the Vikings were to win the division, they'd pretty much be guaranteed to be the 3 seed because they'd win out and they'd have more wins than Dallas, probably, right?
Dallas is 8-5 right now. So, and their schedule, they're at Indy.
So that would probably lead to a scenario where they're hosting the
Vikings can win 10 games.
Yeah,
the Vikings win out. Dallas would need to win 11.
Yeah,
they have to win out as well.
Dallas's remaining games in no particular order. I think it's at Indy, home to Tampa Bay, at the Giants. Those are their final 3.
Thanks for nothing, NFL.
God, I think everybody wishes that was their final 3 games of the season.
Hey, the Colts are a good team.
Colts are kind of weird right now. Colts are weird.
God, I think Scott Frost and Nebraska wish that was their final 3 games of the year.
And then the Cowboys will play Bethune-Cookman. They're adding that game at the end. That'll be a good one.
It really strengthens their playoff profile.
Yep.
Charlie Hildebrand, who'd you vote for Heisman?
I thought about this. I don't know. This I thought this was a tougher year than most years.
Is this like Oklahoma and Georgia?
Couldn't agree more, Charlie.
I think I probably would have voted for Kyler Murray, but unlike God, I'm trying to think of the last time it was this close. I think the last time it was even sort of this close was or I should say in terms of who I think should have won. I think Sue should have won easily in 2009. I understand why he didn't as a defensive player. But maybe since like Robert Griffin III and Andrew Luck.
Since the Toby Gerhart year.
Yeah. I don't know. This is it. I think the interesting thing is the 2 years that an Alabama guy won it with Mark Ingram and Derrick Henry. Both those years, I don't think they should have won it. I think it should have been someone else instead. I think it's interesting that truly like the most worthy Alabama Heisman finalist, at least in my eyes, does not win it because he had such a great year. Although I think you could make a case that when the running backs from Alabama won it, I think they could have had 70 different guys do more or less the same thing. I don't know if there's a whole lot of guys that could do what Tua could have done in Alabama. I think Kyler Murray maybe could have, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's okay that Murray won it, but it's weird that I'm in a spot where I almost feel bad for a guy for Alabama, and that's an uncomfortable spot to feel right now.
Marcus, again, according to what you showed me, this came down to the last game of the year, the difference. People were voting if you put your ballot in before the last game.
I thought it was a very close race. I don't.
Oh, yeah, you can go either way.
And if you're going to use that last game as a tiebreaker, I don't blame people for voting the way they did, if that's the case it was. I didn't really watch any of the lead up or any of the Heisman ceremony except the last 5 minutes. So I kind of insulated myself from what people are talking about, but I hope people were mentioning like the quality of the three candidates. That's what really stuck out to me. I mean, Dwayne Haskins, I think in a normal year would have been in the years that Charlie's talking about, certainly would have been a Heisman Trophy winner when you've got the type of numbers he put up. But in this year and in this era of offense, he's the third guy. I mean, so I would have voted for Murray as well. Just a really fun player to watch. I think Tua is going to get his chance before it's all said and done. But I didn't have any problem with Kyler Murray. I don't have a problem with people using that last game to maybe break a tie or make a decision. That's why they have the voting after that game.
I don't remember stacking a guy that was that big of a favorite. Tua, he was like a huge favorite. And just swung. It was a big difference. Who did you like? And do you think Kyler Murray, do you think anybody drafts him? Does he have to declare for the draft?
First, I'd like to just point out that our boy Frank just threw a pick. So
I'm watching this game and I'm like, Frank Trubisky plays quarterback like I play Madden. Just drops back. If there's an opening, he's running it for 10 yards and then sliding. And then he just inexplicably overthrows a guy, gets picked off. Frank Trubisky, Madden quarterback. I love it.
To answer your question, though, Krins, it's hard not to look at what Tua did and just be astounded by the numbers that he was able to put up and not play in the fourth quarter. And ultimately, I think that was the reason why he lost, because his numbers, just at the end of the day, both Kyler Murray and Dwayne Haskins, Dwayne Haskins, of course, had more touchdowns, 47 this year than anyone else. And what Kyler Murray did running the football and just overall for Oklahoma, I mean, in that prolific offense, they averaged like 8.8 yards a game. That's the most, maybe
8.8 yards per play. 8.8 yards per game would be bad.
We're thinking of Connecticut football stuff. We're thinking of UConn football.
So I probably would have voted Tua, but I kind of agree with the overall sentiment that that everyone has shared. That, I mean, Kyler Murray winning does not anger me at all.
You know what angers me, Sacken? Yes.
I think if I'm bothered by one part of this, it's the fact that Kyler Murray is so damn good at football, and he's probably not going to do it professionally. But I can't blame him for picking the sport where he's less likely to have his brain battered for the rest of his life or die. So I get it, but
Joe Theismann had
kudos to Billy Beane and the Oakland A's for finding a market inefficiency for a guy that instead of getting you 1, 2, 3, or 4 could get you 6 in a baseball game.
Trying to screw the system again, old Bill. Joe Theismann had a tweet says, "Congratulations to Kyler Murray for winning the Heisman. Now go play baseball, please. Do not play football." Furman's ranked. They've had 3 wins. Charlie, are you aware of this? I
know who Furman is. I don't know any of. I'm assuming you're talking men's basketball.
They are in the SoCon conference, right?
Stacken did some investigative reporting earlier in the week and found that Furman was ranked. They were ranked 25th.
Like not the mid-major top 25, like the real regular top 25?
The real regular top 25.
To be fair, they also had Nebraska ranked, so I don't know if they take it seriously this early in the year.
I don't know why they would be ranked, though. They beat Villanova. That's fine, but Villanova's like, 21st? They were 8th at the time. They beat Villanova in overtime. Furman is 10-0. I'm trying to – here's all you need to know, Stacken. When I told Mr. Traxler yesterday the teams that Furman had beat, Mr. Traxler says, are those real teams or are you making them up? That is all you need to know about Furman's schedule.
Did you bash the Western Carolina Catamounts?
No, it was somebody else. It was.
Okay, I'm going to let Charlie. Let's
have Charlie do it.
Yeah.
Let's make up teams and let Charlie decide.
I like this. This is like what we do off air with Stacking and professional wrestlers, and he has to guess which one's fake.
I gotta just Google some obscure colleges just to come up with some that are comparable to.
So it will be. They were only in what was it? The coaches poll, or is it the
they were in one of them. They were down like 31. So
right. So I'm wondering if they will jump into the top 25 in both polls now this week.
They keep winning. All right, Charlie. Evergreen State. Did they play Evergreen State?
Evergreen State sounds 100% fake. Is that a real one?
It's a real college. They didn't play them, though.
Oh, okay.
Webb Institute. They play Webb Institute.
That also sounds like a fake. That sounds like an online-only school.
They play the Webb Institute this year?
They did?
Did they?
I'm saying no.
They did not. Bob Jones University.
That's 3 in a row I'm going to say no on.
Bob Jones. They played Bob Jones and beat him 102-48. Bob Jones.
Well, yeah, Bob Jones by himself. Of course he lost by 60. He was playing 5-on-1.
48 points actually pretty admirable.
I know every Division I FBS football team. I think I know every FCS football team. I don't know if I could name the mascots for all of them. There's a lot of Division I basketball schools. There's a few that might slip through the cracks, and I guess you can play, Division II teams and exhibitions and stuff. So there's some that maybe I have not heard of, and Bob Jones is one of those. I'd never heard of him until now.
I'm just trying to figure out what they are. What conference is this? Who the hell knows? North Greenville. Do they play something called North Greenville?
North Greenville, I'm going to say yes. That sounds like a small Division II college.
They did play yes. Bob Jones University is a D2 as well. They also played North Greenville. How about South Wesleyan? As generic of a name, South
Wesleyan. I say no, but I don't think so. But I'm going to say yes because that's so generic that some school just got lazy and went, yeah, let's just do this. Like, we're not even a religious school, but we're just going to call it South Wesleyan because it's easy.
How many points do you think they beat South Wesleyan by? How many points would they have to beat them by to like, all right, that's good and that's fair?
48.
They beat them by 17.
17.
They were ahead by 10. They were ahead by 10 at the half. And this is a team that is 25th. They've played Bob Jones. They have played North Greenville. They've played South fucking Wesleyan. They needed overtime to beat Gardner-Webb. They needed overtime, 2 of them, to beat West Carolina. West Carolina's record, 3-8. Charlie, why the fuck is this team in the top 25? They beat Villanova. Besides that, those 5 other games give me concern.
I would imagine it's only because they beat Villanova and are also undefeated. And anyone who votes has not investigated further than that. Stackin is the leading authority on Paladin basketball other than the Paladin coaches and beat writers.
Tell you what, I traveled down to South Carolina early November to just get a read.
You're in the primaries already down there? You in the primaries? Fuck, we're a year away, sir. We're a year away.
I actually went to school with someone named Charlie Furman. That was his last name. But I have to imagine that somewhere, I don't even think he knows that it's a university. But the funny thing about all of this is that Furman is ranked in the top 25, yet Joe Lunardi doesn't have them in at all in his bracketology. In fact, he has Wofford as the favorite in the Big South.
Yeah, this was going to be my next question. Do any of us expect Furman to keep this up and like actually make the tournament? I do not. I would expect them to lose 15 games and lose in their conference tournament.
So on ESPN.com, Furman has a strength of schedule of 278.
No, are you how?
And their
How?
BPI is 70. SDSU, they have for strength of schedule at 341.
What?
They do.
Don't play Southern.
341 out of 353.
Ouch.
That's rough.
Is that the Nets? I didn't know they're playing the Nets.
The Nets.
If Furman
don't
wins,
play REAC, don't play SWAC schools.
I want Furman to run the table during the regular season, lose in the conference tournament, and not make. Yes.
33-1.
We're leaving
33-1, 1 seed in the NIT.
They got an RPI of about 160 to leave them out.
And then you got people from Vermilion saying, why isn't Furman in the tournament? Well, I don't know. Because they beat Southwesleyan by 17. That is why. Gonzaga stacking no longer undefeated. They have been defeated, apparently, but according to the news wires, Tennessee beat them today by 3 points.
No shit. Well, goddamn.
And they almost lost to Washington.
Who's Tennessee's coach now? I don't even know.
Barnes.
So,
Barnes, former Texas.
oh yeah, that's right. I remember that.
I mean, they got. They have.
He went from one Orange UT school to the other Orange UT
right.
school.
I cannot remember their big, their star's name, but he's pretty good.
Admiral Schofield.
What?
Admiral Schofield.
No, not that guy. It's
Peyton
very,
Manning.
no, I'll get it here.
Is this
Anyway.
Gonzaga or Tennessee?
Tennessee.
Oh, no. No,
No, they have some guy that's good.
The guy named Admiral.
That's not it.
Okay, so there's 9 undefeated teams in college basketball.
Can we name them? Let's trivia.
You try to name them. You try.
Okay. Okay. So obviously Gonzaga is not there anymore.
Right.
I'm going to say, is it just me that's doing this?
You start, and then we'll let the other guys in when you get like 3 and can't remember any.
Okay, I can name 3 right off the bat here for you. Virginia. I'll name 4 for you. How's that sound? Virginia,
We're proud of you.
Michigan, Furman, and Buffalo.
Okay, those are 4.
Do you want
That's
me?
it?
Who else? There's 9 of them. Who else?
Yeah. You want me to name more? Huh?
Kansas?
Kansas. Yep.
Okay.
Wow, Stacking, you remembered Furman but forgot Kansas?
No, I was just leaving Kansas for you guys if you wanted them.
This team has Matt Mooney now.
Oh, Texas Tech. Oh, dang it. Oh, fuck.
This team beat Grand Canyon today. A bit of a squeaker.
Woo! I guess. Black and red, Stacking the black and red, Charlie.
North Carolina State.
Oh,
No, this team isn't black and red, you dummy.
no, we're talking NWO black and red. The Nevada Wolfpack.
Oh, yes. How could I forget?
Well, I was thinking right. I just picked the wrong Wolfpack.
Oh,
NC State instead of
Trayshawn
Nevada.
Thurman.
What?
Trayshawn Thurman. Wait, Thurman's on Nevada. Don't
I
you
believe he
Yes,
is on
our
the-
guy. Our boy Thurman. A long wait for him to play.
And then this team in the Big East,
Oh, St. John's.
St. John's. I think that was 9.
Good for St. John's.
St. John's, Kansas, Virginia, Michigan, Nevada, Texas Tech, Buffalo.
Do you want to know something though that's funny? St. John's isn't ranked yet. Furman is.
Dumb.
It's good. I like it.
Who's this black for Chicago that's running right now?
Well, that's the
Three
East Coast
color.
bias.
Three
They
color.
always have. The East Coast never gets the benefit of the doubt in
No.
sports ever. It's about time we stop paying attention to the middle of the country and the West Coast and give the East Coast its due credence for all the success they're having.
All those fuckers in South
Travis-
Carolina.
Travis Krins, Tariq Cohen. Which HBCU did he go to?
I saw it yesterday. It was North Carolina A&T.
Yes, and
Did you not-
he basically said, like, yeah, I want more guys from HBCUs to get recruited, and I wanted to say play in the FCS playoffs. Then.
Yeah.
But-
No, don't go to HBCUs. That's
well,
the way
that too, yeah.
to get there. And so, of
So-
course, Zach and I have put 38
Celebration
conference
Bowl,
points on A&T.
Celebration Bowl. Celebration Bowl boycott, 11 a.m. ABC on Saturday. Be
As-
there.
As always, I will only put 1 point on this game because that's bullshit that it's even listed.
Second, why don't you man up like the rest of us? We don't put any points on it and leave it blank.
No,
38.
Prince puts like 38 on him.
It's a matter of principle. Damn it.
Fine.
No.
Trexler and I don't put any points on it.
The guy I'm thinking of for Tennessee is it Gary?
Lane Chisholm.
Gary Williams?
No, come
Former
on.
Maryland
Zach.
coach.
No, Grant Williams.
Oh,
Grant
Dick.
Williams.
Juan Dixon.
Juan Dixon.
Great name, by the way.
Lonnie Baxter.
Punted Baxter.
What the fuck is that from?
That was great.
Anchorman.
Anchorman. Okay, I got the end of that.
Actually, I should have done it in more of a crying voice rather than.
Should have done it more in a dog voice.
Punted Baxter.
Because Baxter's a dog.
Grant Williams, Tennessee. Get to know him, folks.
Admiral Schofield, get to know him.
How can I get to know him? Do you have his contact information? Does he like to go for coffee with random strangers he's never met?
He likes long walks
How
on the
quickly
beach.
can you get to Sioux City, Iowa, huh?
Yeah. I mean, they can probably get a direct flight, right?
Oh yeah.
How'd my boys from Marquette do yesterday?
They beat your second most favorite team, Wisconsin.
When they weren't getting punched in the nuts, they were playing great.
Tell us about this cocksucker.
Brad Davison from Maple Grove, Minnesota. There was a day and time where David Schottenkirk and I thought he'd be a good fit on your South Dakota State Jackrabbits, but we are glad that he's not. We're glad that he's on Wisconsin. He's an asshole. He's pretty good, but he's an asshole, punching guys in the nuts and taking flops and charges. So
He's not from Milwaukee, so he won't be with SDSU.
not from Milwaukee. Yeah, if he was from Milwaukee, he would have been on the team 3 years ago.
And speaking of not on SDSU from Milwaukee,
Yep.
can I just ask that SDSU play some damn defense against these shitty schools that they're playing?
Southern, lighten up that rim.
Here's the deal, Stackin. Nobody's going to watch SDSU against Southern if the two teams are playing defense. So no defense, 101-91. Let Dom score 40. That's what the people want. Entertainment.
I'm fine with SDSU.
Stacking. You know how when they used to have college basketball and college football video games by EA Sports, and when you're simulating, you could go into like coaching strategy. South Dakota State has taken the bar on offense and defense from 50% and moved it as far towards offense as they can. They're going to be really good on offense because that's what they want to do.
I thought Charlie was going to say that it's like when you're playing NCAA basketball on the PlayStation and you're like, oh, I'm going to simulate these non-conference games. And then you simulate and you're like, holy shit, 101-91. That was too close. Against Southern, I should have played that game. It would have
I take it back. Pretend that's what I said. That was much better.
There's no college basketball men's of note this week. There's just nothing.
Finals week, you got to study.
However, the women,
Huge.
huge game. I don't know where Oregon's going to be ranked tomorrow. Sure as hell is going to be 3 because Oregon lost to an unranked Michigan State team today.
Oh, fuck.
Did you have money riding on that game, Stacking?
Oh, yes. Oh, see, I did.
Oregon minus the 5. Didn't cover it in.
Juanito better be getting my he better be getting my money back for me. Told me to bet on.
Probably the second best team ever to make their way to Brookings, maybe. Second best team, at least maybe as far as rankings go.
Yeah.
We'll be there Wednesday. Marcus, you're going to go to that?
Looking forward to it.
Does this
Are
make
you going,
more?
Prince?
No. Probably
Why?
very unlikely.
Why
Huh?
the hell not? Why the hell aren't you going?
Other commitments. Coaches show on a Wednesday. Does this give you more hope that Oregon may go down on Wednesday?
No. I think that their antenna will be up now, and they're not going to lose twice on this road trip. So I would expect Oregon to win. So that's where I'm at.
On it now, 77-61, domination. Oh,
I agree with Traxler. That's one of the things where you want them to have destroyed their last 3 opponents and feel great, like they can show up and beat anybody and get caught off guard.
Unless what should happen is that their bus breaks down between Sioux Falls and Brookings, and they got to wait out in the cold for 4 hours, and then they
have
have
to
a
trek
bad
the last 12 miles on foot to get there in time.
They're walking from Flandreau to Brookings. That'd be great.
I want to see this Ionescu lady get another triple-double in a losing effort. Madison Giebert hits a game-winning three-pointer at the buzzer, and SDSU wins 81-79.
Worth noting, one of the reasons I will be there, we are on Macy Miller record watch. I believe she's 18 points away from breaking the women's record at SDSU, so that could be entertaining.
Yeah, that's pretty mean that she wants to break records. Like, records are something that need to be kept, like, preserved these days. Unlike your compact discs and your Apple Music, keep records safe.
Wow.
Records are going to be worth a lot one day.
I like the idea of if they break down and have to walk, that they flag down Traxler, and they're like, could you just take like 3 of our players for safety? And he's like, well, I want to be unbiased, and I don't want to give you an unfair advantage, so I can't do it. Sorry.
Or
and that there's all these people that are like, they're like, that's weird. We've stopped, like 48 people said they were journalists, and that's why they couldn't pick us up. I guess they must have a whole lot of people that are covering this game.
Or I pick them up and I drive them to Fargo because I thought they meant North Dakota State.
Yeah.
So
you're like, oh, that SDSU. Sorry, I should have known. I thought you meant San Diego State. I guess you're not going to make it there in time.
Just bring him by my house, Traxler.
Stacken, you're married. You can't say stuff.
Come
like
on,
that.
Stacken.
Well, that's your fault for having your dirty mind.
Bring the Oregon women to my house.
I said bring the team to my house.
That's also what I said. I as well said the same thing that you did.
You guys are taking it the wrong way. That's not what I meant.
They should make them take the Oregon Trail back from Brookings to Eugene, Oregon. I don't even know if the Oregon Trail would bring you to Eugene, but they should do it.
Kind of like when I asked Mike Mayock and Todd McShay to stop by my house for the NFL draft a couple of years ago so they could tie me in the 40 in my backyard, and so no one came. This is
they could drink your 8-month-old cans of Bud Light. Yeah, I can't believe they didn't stop by.
The first time somebody in the Stacken household hasn't came in years. Okay. Anyways.
Wow. One of our dirtiest shows in a while. I think.
You should have been here last week. You saw what happened last week.
I watched it. It was great. I watched it.
Right. I don't even remember what happened last week.
I don't even remember last week already.
Phillip Rivers quit.
Yeah. That's right.
Stacken with the brilliant line. Well, at least he's Catholic or whatever.
It's Catholic.
That was incredible.
Stacken SDSU women RPI of 6, strength of schedule of 4. Pretty goddamn good.
Are you really sure they aren't talking about San Diego State?
Hopefully they figured it out. Their non-conference is great.
Yes, this is probably their best non-conference that they've had maybe ever. Is that fair to say? It ranks right up there.
Like, you can't be losing to Marquette by 30. That's no good. You played Baylor tough. Obviously, they can beat Oregon.
I'm not upset with the Buffalo loss because Buffalo's a Sweet 16 team from last year. So, I mean, you have 3 losses against NCAA tournament teams from a year ago.
Sunday night baseball is going to start an hour earlier.
Why? Oh, well,
does it take too long? I like that.
2 new Hall of Famers have been announced for baseball. One guy's named Lee Smith, black closer guy.
Veterans Committee?
Huh?
Veterans Committee?
Yes.
Okay.
Modern era. Other guy's Harold Baines.
Harold Baines, okay.
So let Garrick know that Harold Baines made the Hall of Fame.
I will not be doing that.
I think that they made a mix-up, and it should have been Harold Reynolds that was making the Hall of Fame.
It should have been LaTroy Hawkins.
They wanted Harold Reynolds and Tim Raines, but got it mixed up with Harold Baines.
That's right.
They wanted my dad, but they settled for Lee Smith.
Yeah.
So that is what happened.
I think they should then start games 2 hours earlier if they are the Yankees and Red Sox.
Not bad. Not bad. How was the coin flip from Trump? Looked impressive.
Look at that wrist action. Look at that wrist action. Maybe his wrist was sore from doing something else in the plane or the limousine. I don't know.
That can't be right.
Charlie, what did you pick for your bowl name this year? Bowl pick'em.
I know I picked one. I already forgot what it was. I forgot. I remember I liked the other ones better than mine, but I liked all of ours. But I've forgotten all of them already, unfortunately.
The bar's high.
Stack, and what do you think you will come up with?
I don't know. We're either gonna go. We're gonna go down to Ohio State.
Everybody's on Ohio State. Charlie's got Urban Meyer's health problem or health issues.
I was thinking of like Urban Apparel or.
Wait, Krinz's was something about Hugh Freeze, if I remember right now.
Oh, Hugh Freeze taking to Liberty.
Hugh Freeze's pastor is what I'm doing.
That's right. That one was good.
You should have gone with Hugh Freeze's junk handler.
Oh, I got it. I know mine. In fact, I'm going to type it in right now, and you guys
surprise us. Who is Charmin Mega Roll Bowl? Who is this?
I don't know, but that's great.
Is this Coob? Who is this mystery? There's always a couple of mystery men in here.
I'm actively promoting this on the podcast that people join us, so maybe it's
good.
Active listener.
No.
One of the 5 that listen in on a weekly basis.
I do look
Stacking, quit keeping us in suspense. What's your name going to be for
I'm typing it in.
Type faster, dummy.
I'm trying to get ESPN to load here.
And I look forward to Boots making his picks and not changing his confidence picks at all. So it'll be a slow start and win the whole damn thing. That's half the fun. Amon, we're waiting for Eamon's corner.
And what was Schottenkirk's was something about USC and Cliff Kingsbury, if I remember right.
Big Red Dog.
That's right.
Fill me in on this.
What is it?
Clifford and the Big Red Dog.
But he spelled Cliff like with a K, like Cliff Kingsbury.
That's good.
There you go.
Who's his favorite team's offensive coordinator now.
Charlie, more likely to be USC's next coach, Cliff Kingsbury or Urban Meyer?
I think Urban Meyer is more likely. I briefly talked about that with Stacken earlier, and we both kind of agreed that I don't know if I'm saying that I 100% expect that to happen, but I don't think any of us would be shocked if we're just like, oh, after the 2019 season, Clay Helton's fired and Urban Meyer's now coaching in Los Angeles.
Urban Meyer's migraines.
Stacken, why does nobody believe Urban Meyer?
Because he's a pathological liar.
Bingo.
But he it's not his fault. He misremembered stuff like Roger Clemens.
Misremembered.
Interesting that he had health issues come up now at a time when people were really against him, kind of like the same time when they came up when he was losing at Florida and all his players were going to prison and things like that. And it turned out one of his former players has killed people.
It's unfortunate. The killing. Unfortunate.
Yeah, not good. Not a lot of rules we can generally agree on across multiple countries and culture and society, but going out and killing other people is generally like, yeah, I don't think in most situations you probably can't do that.
It's pretty frowned upon.
Yeah, not probably what we want to do.
I just my goddamn name and it's not letting me. What is this?
Charlie, what did you cover yesterday?
Morningside men's basketball, who are number 2 in the NAIA, and they had a center. His last name was Borchers. I forgot his first name. I think it was Tyler.
Yep.
Because there's 2 Borchers on the team. One's Tyler, one's Alex. I don't remember which one was his first name. But he was easily the best player on the court, and he scored 25 points. Morningside is very much like certainly a scaled-down version because it's NAIA, but they are like the David Robinson, Tim Duncan, San Antonio Spurs. And Jamestown was more of a Houston Rockets of last year, and Jamestown didn't make a lot of their three-point shots, and that's why Morningside won.
One thing that I like about the Great Plains Athletic Conference, of which Morningside and Mitchell's Dakota Wesleyan are both in, is that it's basically for the teams that are good, it's just completely wide open and offense all the time. So I love that. It's a little pocket of scoring nirvana in this crusty Great Plains in the winter. It's a good time.
Yeah, this is the first, I think it's the first Morningside game I'd ever covered for men's basketball, and went in expecting it to be not as high scoring as it was. And, certainly, like, I'm not going to claim it was as good as watching that North Carolina Villanova national title game, but it was like, oh yeah, there's points, and it was kind of fun to watch.
Yeah.
It was better than some of the NAIA volleyball games I had to cover where there was not a lot of stuff going on.
Just
some 6'10" guys out there.
Goddamn name.
Yeah. You have a trivia question ready yet, or is this still?
You know what? Yeah.
Effort.
No,
Stacking's in a death battle with ESPN.com right now.
I just don't understand why it won't let me change my name. What am I doing wrong?
Oh, you got to go to the courthouse for one.
Do your guys when you try to go into the ESPN games and stuff? Do you use Google Chrome? Any of you Google Chrome users?
I'm using mainly ESPN.
The browser, dummy.
I know Internet Explorer. Excuse me.
Okay.
At home, I use Firefox. On my personal one, at work, I use Chrome.
I have had trouble with Google Chrome and the college pick'em all year, so that could be one of your. But it sounds like Stacken's using Internet Explorer, so shouldn't be.
That's
an
your first
issue.
issue. You shouldn't use Internet
You
Explorer.
shouldn't, but I do use it.
Is anybody here using Netscape?
Netscape. I love it.
Okay.
Well, either way, so at some point,
How about you just tell us what movie you would like to see?
what I'm going to try and change my name to at some point is what grinds my gears. That's what
Boo.
Know what rhymes?
grinds my gears.
He's not even playing in a bowl game.
That's why it grinds my gears.
There's a
It's
letter.
wrong.
There's a 25 character limit. It might have to just be what grinds my gears. I don't know if you'll have enough for the no also.
Well, we'll try it. So that's the one in the clubhouse. If I can ever get it to change.
I'll steal it before you get it up there. So good luck.
But how the hell do you do this? This is stupid.
I can't tell you how to use the internet. So
Ah, I'm like the most. Well, never mind.
yeah.
Fuck this. Anyway, so there are a lot of
Great
teams that are-
show. Great show, Ralph. Great show.
So I want you to name the teams that
Nope.
are in a bowl game, both in last year and this year.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right.
Okay,
How many-
that's good.
Teams who are in at minimum 2 consecutive bowl games currently.
Right.
How many are we talking here? Like 29?
I don't know. I haven't counted it up yet. Here, let me count it up quick. You
Please
talk about
count
it.
them, please.
You talk about it.
All right, I'm going to talk quietly so we
Talk
can't hear
about
us.
yourselves.
But how about
Marcus.
how dumb is Stacking that he can't figure out the internet
How
stuff?
dumb.
How embarrassing on air that he can't do this.
It's just crazy. It's asinine. That's what it is. Asinine.
Marcus, your thoughts on the Wolves being good?
It's a little
Is it a
disconcerting.
case of just because the roster doesn't look as good doesn't mean they can't be better? Is Jimmy Butler better than these other two guys? Yes. Does that mean they're a better team? No.
No.
But they appear to be a better team because of just Bob Covington's great.
What helps? I mean, if everybody
Towns can be the man now.
Yep. If everybody's committed to defense, that helps. Just a lot
Did
of
Ted
good.
save his job here?
I think if they get to the playoffs or get near it, I think he can save his job, which is, I mean, that's crazy. But I'd be fine with it, I guess. He's proven he can coach a little bit. I like it.
No.
I like that Houston is struggling as much as they are. That's fascinating to me.
It is.
Yeah, they're bad. They're bad. Do we have a number?
No, we don't yet. I'm working on it here.
How high is the number? Is it 328?
525,600 is the
Figure it
number
out.
we're looking at.
Figure it out.
525,600
600.
minutes.
Yes. How do you measure a year? In minutes? And look at this. It's gotten that bad where Stacken's breaking out in this song. What a terrible.
What a terrible existence.
Right. Marcus,
You got
what do you
nothing
think?
else? Yeah.
What's that?
Twins signed some dudes.
Yep.
Probably going to sign more dudes, pitchers, relief pitchers here in the next few weeks. Get you soft or get you hard?
Right now, I'm in the same spot I've been for a while. 1-year deals, those are fine. Let's not freak out about 1-year deals because last year's 1-year deals didn't work out. So I'm cool with it.
He's fine with it. Bulls are a disaster. They fired fucking Hoiberg. New coach is trying to make Tibbs look like a goddamn slave owner.
How long until your Bulls hire Iowa State's Matt Campbell to be their head coach?
Right now, I'd hire him yesterday. Put him in. Merrill.
What did they lose by? Yes, was it 56 they lost by to Boston?
Yeah.
It's not good.
Charlie, is Jesus Christ the only one who can handle your junk or not?
There's probably a couple other people that could, but I'm not going to get into tawdry details. Cough, cough. Insert attractive girl here. Cough, cough. I was going to say Stacken's wife, but I didn't want to be that inappropriate. I couldn't go that far.
Just for the record, he did not go that far.
He didn't.
Yeah, for the record.
Liberty and Hugh Freeze. Both of them can go to hell. No.
And to be fair, I think he'll probably be successful there because I think he's generally good at coaching, but is obviously an odd and strange guy. Yeah,
Who's more strict, Liberty or BYU when it comes to personal code?
Liberty.
Liberty.
I have a trivia question. Yeah.
You count it up yet, you dummy?
Oh, it's going about this the whole wrong way. How do you not have anything else to talk about?
This is Steve. We've been here for.
This is our fault that you can't count to like.
Or is this
32?
question? I assume this question is not done yet.
No, it is. I'm just I'm tabulating the results.
Learn how to count.
Okay, skip the number. I don't give a shit. What? How many?
All right. So fine. We'll just guess. Teams that are in bowl games for consecutive years, last year and this year. We will start going from my left to right. So Charlie, Marcus, and Travis.
I will start with layups, and I will say Alabama.
You are correct. Alabama squeaking in with in the playoff both years.
Technically played 2 bowl games last year.
That's true. They did. Marcus.
I will say Georgia.
Oh, you are correct on that one. Georgia. And again, you guys are making this very, very close. The skin of your teeth.
Yeah, tight.
Central Florida.
Yes, Central Florida is in.
I will go with the slide place, Clemson.
Clemson is in.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, correct.
Iowa State.
Iowa State is. I think that's correct, right? Yes, obviously. Yes, that is correct.
Barely.
I will go with Notre Dame.
Notre Dame is correct.
I'm going with LSU.
LSU, yes.
Boise State.
Mm-hmm.
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 I will take Michigan.
Michigan, yes. We're just going to do this here.
Penn State.
Mm-hmm. Penn State is in both years.
Ohio State.
Oh, sorry. No, that is incorrect. I'm just kidding. They're in. They might have to vacate one of these wins here down the line, but
All of the wins. All of the wins.
as of now,
Seems like
they are in.
My last two answers were both taken, so I guess I will stick with the same conference and go with Iowa.
Iowa is correct.
I will say Washington.
Washington, I believe, is correct. Let's go Washington. Mm-hmm.
Washington State.
Yes.
I will stay in the same location-ish and say Oregon.
Oregon is correct.
I will say Auburn.
Auburn, yes. Lost in the Peach Bowl last year. What a shame.
Miami of Florida.
Yes.
I will be the only person who did not pick them to win the conference this year in our preseason picks, Texas. But they did make the conference title game. So they're kind of back, but the echo's not there.
Texas is back.
I will go with Mississippi State.
Yes.
Virginia Tech.
Oh, yeah. Hokies.
Oh, yeah.
Early game.
Somehow.
You know what? It's petty. It's very petty. So I will not say I'm happy and proud that they're in again, but
You preferred 5 and 7.
I do like that how last year at this time he was railing on Florida State trying this, and literally 1 year later, the Hokies are like, well, we need to schedule someone else just so we can get to a bowl game.
no, that's why I said it's not ideal. I'm not a huge fan of it, but you know, so be it, I guess. Oh,
You gotta let the process play out, Stack, and you gotta let the process play out.
right.
You gotta let the legal system do its work.
I blame Florence. That's what I blame. Florence.
Yeah.
Florence Henderson?
Hurricane Florence.
Do we have an estimate on how many we have left here?
No, because he still can't count.
You have probably about 20 left.
Excuse
No,
me.
that's a lie. I would say probably a dozen.
Okay. Reasonable.
Am I up?
I believe
yes.
Charlotte. Well,
No, didn't
I
Charlie?
said Virginia Tech. I said Virginia Tech.
That's right.
Charlie.
I will go with Army.
Army is correct.
They played a Belk Bowl last year for the ages. I know you guys didn't forget it. Texas A&M.
Mm-hmm. Texas A&M.
Do I save my closer for the 9th, or do I use them in the 8th?
About it. Think about it.
The problem I always run into with these, I throw my closer out in the 6th inning, and he gets rocked.
Oh, you threw Josh Hader out there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Hader in the house. We miss you, Stuart Scott. We miss you.
Stacking, have you been drinking tonight?
No, I haven't, but I will be having a drink after this year.
Have you heard of this opioid crisis?
It's a it's an epidemic in Ohio.
Here's my idea.
Sounds like it's an epidemic in Fargo, North Dakota.
Quit taking
Whatever street and block you live on.
people that are eating the pills. Quit eating the pills. Northwestern.
Northwestern is
Good one.
an answer that is correct.
Traxler brought up the Belk Bowl. I think Texas A&M played Wake Forest in the Belk Bowl, so I will go with Wake Forest.
Yes.
I would like to say Texas Christian University.
Mm-hmm. LaDainian Tomlinson's school. The Fighting LaDainian Tomlinsons. What happened here? Whose turn is it?
Is it Travis's turn?
It's Travis.
West Virginia.
West Virginia, take me home.
That's not how it goes.
Take me home, country roads, to the place I belong. West Virginia is correct.
Oh, I had one, and this whole time I forgot. They made it this year. They didn't make it last year. Crap, I gotta think of a different one now. Ohio?
OHIO is correct.
I will go with Appalachian State.
It's a good pick, and it is. That'd be correct, right? I am not seeing App State in a. Oh yeah, App State played in a bowl game last year. Yeah, that's correct.
Killing me, stacking.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Troy.
Nice. Good pick.
Troy is correct.
I will take the Aztecs out of San Diego State.
Wrong. It's South Dakota State.
Wrong.
But yes, you are correct.
Wrong. Stacking's drunk.
I like how when two teams play that are two totally different teams, how the shitty team drags the good team down.
Yeah, that's what you got to like. I'm really looking forward to, and this will. Is it my turn? Whose turn is it?
Yeah, it's your turn.
I'll just burn this pick now. Houston. So I'm looking forward to Army Houston being like a 13-10 ball game.
Yes, Houston is
Where
correct.
Army has the ball for 51 minutes in the game.
That or Army, it's 55-48, and Army's just going up and down the field, triple option all day.
There's a couple of teams that are. I don't know. This team.
Think about it.
This team.
Cody Park, you please miss? No. Boo.
John Sullivan getting a lot of airtime for not doing his job. Good job.
He has a concussion.
We're happy for him.
We're happy for you.
Purdue.
Oh boy.
I am not seeing Purdue. Oh, yep. Nope. I'm just kidding. You are correct.
Well, that was one I was hoping to hold on to for a little
They made
bit.
it last year as well, did they? How many?
Both years at 6-6, they just get in by winning their last game.
How many we got here?
Turns out it's good to play Indiana in your last game of the regular season.
Yeah, much like the Cowboys ending their season. It's nice the way Purdue gets to end their season.
Yes.
How many are you thinking?
Thinking you have about
More than you said the last
What
time.
type
10
of system is that going?
10 remaining.
Jesus.
Stacking cannot count.
I'm starting to run into where I don't remember if some have been said or not.
Yep.
I will go with Travis Krin's favorite team of this season, Kentucky.
Yes, Kentucky is in.
I would like to say Missouri.
Missouri is correct.
Louisiana?
Say it by the right name.
Lafayette.
That's better.
No.
Are you shitting me?
Do not see them on my list from last year.
God damn it. That's because they changed their name. We probably said this last year.
It's down to 2.
Take a gander here.
It's down to 2.
They didn't make it this year, did they? Or did they?
No, they did.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure I'm thinking of 3 teams that nobody said yet that have been in each of the last 2 years.
Good.
Can I?
It's Charlie's turn, I do believe.
What fucking 1, 2, 3?
I suppose some of these could have been said and I forgot. I will go with Boston College.
Boston College is correct.
In the
Park the
creepiest
car.
voice possible Stacking came up with.
Park the car out of the yard.
Fuck the car. I will say Wisconsin.
On Wisconsin.
No.
No, sorry.
So is it me again or is it Krenz?
Yes.
You.
Yep.
I'm out.
I will take who I alluded to when we were playing the basketball thing earlier, and Krenz went Wolfpack. I will say NC State.
NC State is correct.
And you said there were 2 left, and I think we've mentioned more than 2 teams
Yeah.
since you said
It turns
that.
out Stacking cannot.
I said 10. I said 10 left.
That a dozen. We did
No,
about
I
9.
think, like there were 2 left, as in U2, not as in.
As in U2 with Bono.
Which makes
Chris
sense,
Bowman.
because Stacken's saying how many are left. There's Uno, Dos, Tres, Catorce left now.
I will go with. It's my turn, right?
Mhm.
I will go with North Texas.
Texas, yes.
Mean Green.
Bing!
I will take not Sioux Falls, but South Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to take a moment. I'm not stalling here, but I love that NBC, I think, is trying to show how quickly they're calling the plays, and then the Rams just let like 30 seconds run off the play clock. So they just had the play clock on the screen for 30 seconds for no reason. That was nice. I will say,
Look at how, yeah.
I will say Temple.
Temple is correct.
We are down in the nitty gritty now.
We are getting into it. We are getting.
I don't know if every Power 5 school has been said. I am past Power 5 schools, and I'm thinking a group of 5 schools now. Nope. I was going to say BYU, but I'm pretty sure BYU didn't make it last year, so never mind. I will. I don't remember if anyone said this or not. I will take Troy.
Troy has already been said, I believe.
So am I done, or do I have to guess again?
Yeah. Okay. Guess again.
Okay, let's see. I will take Northern Illinois.
Northern Illinois is correct.
Nice. I will go with Middle Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Murfreesboro.
Good one. I wish that would have taken you more time, Draxler.
I'm sitting
The
on a
only
couple more.
town, the only town that sounds like you're shitting your pants when you say it. Murfreesboro.
No, I don't know if anyone said this one. I will take Oklahoma State.
Jesus Christ.
Oklahoma State is correct.
Jeez.
A Power 5 that has not been said, Stanford.
God damn it! I just came up with that one too.
Yes, Stanford is correct.
How about, a fake punt? Do that.
I know they're in a bowl game this year, and they had a good season last year. I don't remember if they got to one. I will guess Stanford's most hated academic rival, Cal.
That's going to be close.
No, thank you, Chris Collinsworth. That's the question. Yeah. When you go down, no shit. That's
Did you hear me say Cal stacking?
I did
Cal
not.
did not make a bowl game. Well, they were
They
seven.
did this year. I don't know
They
if
did
they
not.
did last
They
year.
did not. They did not
5-1.
last year. Nope.
5-7.
So Marcus for the win.
For the win, I'm going to go with Memphis.
Memphis. Yes, that is correct. Other schools that you did
Michigan State would be another one.
Yep.
Utah.
Utah State. Arizona State.
Wow.
That's right. I forgot that they did make one with Todd Graham and still fired him anyway. That's right.
You got to respect it.
Eastern Michigan.
I'm not shocked. I forgot Eastern Michigan.
Great turf.
Did someone say Temple?
Yep.
Traxler did.
I know one that's not on your list.
Cincinnati.
North Carolina A&T.
Do not count that.
What would have happened? What would have happened? Oh my!
You would have had to pick again. That's how that would have gone.
Grambling. There we go. That was a trivia question. There we go.
Yes.
You just responded.
I liked it. It was maybe a little unorganized, but I still thought I enjoyed the time.
Yep. There will be more in the weeks to come too.
Krins came back and said that was trivia like it was taped. Like we dropped the trivia. And we knew the trivia was going to take an indeterminate amount of time, 15, 20 minutes, a half hour, because Stacken couldn't figure it out. And then we restarted the tape and Krins is like, okay, that was trivia. On to the next one.
Now we just need that giant ass check from your trunk, like we did in the TV days.
That's right.
It's at home. We'll send it to Traxler.
Thank you.
It's not FedEx. It's not UPS. What's the other one?
Speedy delivery.
United States Postal Service. You could do DHL.
Yeah, you could do DHL.
I think DHL's out of business.
Old Dominion. You could do Speedy Delivery Service.
Old Dominion, you can have the college deliver your mail for you.
You can.
Only it's going to take a while because they're transitioning to FBS, so that's it's going to be tough.
The process. You got to let the process play out. Dumbest thing you saw, Marcus, this week was what?
Dumbest thing I saw. What was it? I'm sure it's going to be obvious to you, but I can't think of what it was. Just pointed out to me. Somebody playing the trumpet. Somebody in the band.
Let's say there was a football game on one side of the.
Oh yes, thank you. The University of Maine Black Bears marching band travels to Weber State for a quarterfinal game, and then they win. So now they're going to have to travel back to Cheney, Washington, and I hope they bring the band. How stupid!
Also, I love that of the 4 remaining teams, the South Dakota State University is the southernmost campus of all 4.
That is
wow. Great. Charlie, this is the game, the biggest game of all the times. This is it, Friday night.
This is, dare I say it, the 41st bowl game.
This is
a lot more important than I forget, is it the Celebration or the Cure Bowl? I get those two mixed up.
They're both terrible. either one.
But yeah, this is better than either of them. And I've not thought of that, but you're right. This would be the biggest game because last year, this is the only other time they've made the Final Four as an FCS school. And instead of against random team you've never played before, it's against your most hated rival. Whenever you get a chance to make your rival cry on their own home field, you got to find a way to take advantage of it. Through completely random circumstances, I was looking through old Facebook posts yesterday and saw one I tweeted about the last time when North Dakota State lost. I think it was James Madison at home, and not tweeting, but writing on Facebook that it made my cold black heart happy that North Dakota State lost. Merry Christmas, everyone. And I think it's the most likes I've had on anything in like 4 years. It was like 38 people or like almost all of them South Dakota State people.
I would have. I remember that a few years ago I tweeted that we were all James Madison fans, and I would have done it yesterday if Colgate would have even shown up to the game, but they didn't do it. So instead, brush your teeth, Colgate Raiders. Have a nice winter.
This is why we all use Crest.
That's right.
Agreed, Stackin.
Stackin, who are the kings of SDSU athletics? Is
The
Dom
Mount Rushmore of SDSU athletics?
Want to take it that direction? And sure, we can do that.
In terms of the players, or are we talking the teams? Like, are we
You
talking?
want to do athletic directors? You want to do coaches? You want to do janitors?
Are you talking? Okay, are we talking about active players or all time?
All time.
Okay.
So I would have to say
like Dom and Walters have to be on that list.
Dom and Walters. I would say then you're kind of going to split hairs. Then Zach Zenner, maybe. Then do you put Dallas Goddard in there? Do you put how about this? How about Jen Warkentine? This is Macy Miller's up there. This is a tough one. I don't.
This is my hot take about Rushmore. Coach Aaron Johnston, Mike Dom, Nate Walters, and because of professional success, Adam Vinatieri. That's my Mount Rushmore. Vinatieri less so for what he did at South Dakota State, but all the notoriety since then.
Did you guys know he was a punter at SDSU?
Yes.
Did you know that my grandpa taught either him or Adam Timmerman in chemistry class?
Sex ed, you say?
No.
Your grandpa taught at Brookings.
Yes, he was a chemistry. He was a chemistry professor at South Dakota State. Rollin.
Huh?
That was his name.
What was his name?
Raleigh Rue or
Rue. Grandma Rue. Yeah.
Yes.
How about that?
How about that?
Vinatieri or who?
Timmerman.
Timmerman, one of the two. I don't know. So that's Charlie's right there.
I think if South Dakota State wins, I would assume it will be largely due to Taryn Christian. They don't even need to win the national title. Just beat North Dakota State, and Christian takes somebody's spot on Mount Rushmore. I don't know whose, but someone's.
Oh, dang it. I thought my Friday night was going to be fairly
birthday parties when?
Saturday. I thought
the actual birthday Sunday?
Yep. Thought it was going to be
be attending?
What?
You will not be attending Friday night?
I don't believe so, no. Thought this was going to be uneventful, kind of get stuff ready for Saturday, and now I got to watch this on Friday night. God damn it.
Game was close, right? Game was close first time around.
21-17. That's the only team that has given NDSU any sort of run for their money this year, especially at the Fargo Dome.
What say you, Marcus? How does it go?
I think NDSU will win. I'd love to be proven wrong. I think the way NDSU is going right now, Easton Stick just not making a lot of mistakes. So the Jacks have to find a way to make him make some mistakes. And I think Taryn Christian, like Charlie said, has got to have a big game. If they can get the offense going, I think they'll be fine. But I just think they're going to have a hard time stopping NDSU. So I think the spread's more. I don't remember what I saw. If it's like 7.5 or a little more than that. But I think NDSU wins by a touchdown.
I don't have the stats in front of me, but it seems like over the last 8 or 9 years, whenever South Dakota State's played North Dakota State twice in the season, so once in the playoffs. One is really close and one's a blowout, so I will say it is close for a half. And then, unfortunately, North Dakota State pulls away in the second half and wins, I don't know, I'm going to say like 38-17, something like that, in a very crushing and defeating way that makes us all question why we ever watch FCS football in the first place. One of those games where you're just like, I don't know why I'm doing this. This is awful. And then 4 days later, you're like, man, I do like sports.
I talked to some people at work this last week, and they're like, oh, how do you feel about this week? I said, honestly, Kennesaw State is a great mystery to me, so I would expect SDSU to win. But then I know they're going to lose to NDSU. Like, I'd love to be proven wrong, like Marcus said. It'd be great to see him win. But why would you bet against the Bison? Like, I'm going into this game with zero expectation. I assume they're going to lose. And so why would I put a whole lot of, investment, like emotional investment in it, only to be thoroughly disappointed?
Because it's more fun that way.
Put that on my tombstone and mark it Minnesota Vikings. Jesus Christ, Stack, and that's the greatest order you've ever had in your life.
Stack it. I'm going to propose to you two things.
Yep.
And I'm going to preface with, this is a which would you rather, and they're both bad.
Won't you be my neighbor, number one?
Would you rather have North Dakota State beat South Dakota State the way South Dakota State lost in the semifinals last year? I don't remember who it was to, but they had 8 turnovers and, lose by 35 points.
Yep.
Or would you pick a game that goes down to the wire, but South Dakota State loses the way the New England Patriots lost today?
I would much rather get blown out. No doubt about it.
Because living in Fargo, I know what I would rather have, but you are in a different situation than any of us living in Fargo, where you're inundated and surrounded by it. I don't know if I could live in Fargo if they lost the way that the Dolphins beat the Patriots today. I would just go nuts.
Yeah, I would be beside.
But living where I do, I would rather have the close game.
The one thing, I would much rather them get blown out than lose the way the Patriots did to the Dolphins today. The one thing that gives me a little hope is that this team is so balanced this year. Because Pierre Strong Jr. is running the ball really well, and the defense has taken strides this year. Like, this is a good defense. This is not like previous years where, there's the offense that would score points and the defense like, we just got to make sure we don't give up 30 points, 34 points.
Okay,
playing much better.
Defense. I mean, they gave up 50 points to Indiana State earlier this year.
That was an anomaly, though, don't you think? Compared to the rest of the year,
they've had some games where they've given up some points. That's to me is a little concerning. I would agree with you offensively. They can clearly put up the points. I think they will have some of that. What I think is frustrating if you're an SDSU fan is how many times have they gone up there now and like they'll have a chance to take like a 2-score lead in the first half and something bad happens and they are not able to get it done. The first game was an interception. So they need to avoid that at all costs. I think offensively they're as well prepared as they're ever going to be to beat NDSU. I think defensively they're going to struggle. I think at the line of scrimmage they'll be okay, but they got a
defensive tackle. Is he out?
He's out. Yeah, so that's concerning considering he was on the newcomer team this season and all that. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, Kennesaw State had the rally on SDSU. That was a little bit of a worry. They need to find a way to get healthy before Friday night. And I've told people this week. I don't think it's that crazy of a take. I think it's better off that SDSU is playing in Fargo against the Bison than playing the Bison in Frisco. To me, it's better to be inside in an environment with pretty much no layoff than playing them down in Frisco where it's still a home game for NDSU and you have a 3-week layoff. I just think
I didn't think of that, but I think that's a valid point.
This is the best chance. I mean, this is your best chance to get them, and you've gone to the Dome before and beat them. So here you go.
Can they
And-
not play this title game next week, for Christ's sake?
So I mean, this is the de facto championship game. Neither Maine nor Eastern Michigan are going to give either of these teams.
I think
much of a-
Eastern Washington could, but I agree. This is the title game.
I mean, the one thing now, if you want to, you can disagree or agree with this statement. Do you think it's better that SDSU lost in Fargo in the regular season and now has to come up to NDSU and beat the Bison in the playoffs versus had they won in the regular season and try and beat them a second time in Fargo?
If they won, they'd be hosting this.
Yeah, if they won, the game would be in Brooklyn.
No, I know, but I'm saying because
If
they
everything played out and they had to go up there.
I don't think that's an. I mean, I think NDSU is more equipped to play outside than SDSU is right now. So in that way, I don't know that there would be any benefit. But I also think if you beat them the first time and still have to go up to Fargo a second time, that would be a bad scenario. So, yeah, I think both scenarios in that case would be bad because you got to play NDSU a second time.
I was just thinking more like the pressure of going up there to beat them because you would have already gone up and beat them.
What pressure? What pressure? I mean, to me,
I would say this: it's hard enough to beat them once. Are you going to beat them twice in a year?
Right.
No. Can you beat them once? Yes.
Yep.
So.
And I don't know if I don't think this has been mentioned, but Chris Kleinman is likely to be the Kansas State head football coach. So
reportedly,
I think it's going to be a done deal.
I mean, we're supposed to hear tonight who they're going to pick, and as far as I can tell, I haven't seen that. So,
Charlie, you think it's interesting that Chris Kleinman got a better job than Craig Bull?
I do. I wasn't going to bring it up that now, but I remember thinking that earlier that Craig Bull essentially built the place and did all that stuff and got Wyoming, which I don't know if Wyoming's the worst FBS job, but it's not a particularly good one. While, I think Kansas State is certainly a better job than it was when Bill Snyder took it over the first time. And is not certainly a fantastic Power 5 job, but is a much better job than Wyoming. And that's odd. I agree that's weird. I guess I don't know. How old is Kleiman?
He is younger than
40s to me.
Oh. Yeah. So I would assume that's the biggest reason. If Craig Bull was 15 years younger, maybe he gets a better job.
I think I think it's interesting. We've seen some of the backlash from Kansas State people. Maybe Charlie can speak to that, considering he's got some Manhattan connections. That they weren't crazy about Kleiman.
He's 51.
And so I kind of get it. I mean, given the whole Ron Prince disaster, you want this to hit because you don't want to go back into the college football wilderness. And I think it's possible that you do if you're in Manhattan. So, and you could argue they're kind of there too right now with how the last few years have gone. So I don't blame them for wanting to make sure they can get it right. But I mean, I think Chris Kleiman's a pretty good coach, and I think they'd have an opportunity to at least build part of what they built in NDSU at Kansas State. I think he's as good of a choice as the Troy guy or the other guy that they've been talking about today that I'm blanking.
Norvell from Memphis.
Yeah. Norvell from Memphis. Yeah. So
I'm going to ask you a question we always ask. I don't want an answer, but at least it's applicable for the first time ever.
Can I just give the ages of these guys quick? Craig Bull is
how does it affect NDSU football recruiting?
Yes.
Yes.
Let me paint you a picture. 24 Sacken, 24-21. Bison up.
Oh, no. Are you talking about the playoff game from like 5 years ago?
No, I'm talking about the game on Friday that's coming up.
Oh.
That's his prediction.
Uh,
How drunk are you?
24-21 Bison.
yeah.
Jack Rabbits. Ball at the 2 with 3 seconds left. Clipboard Stiglmeyer says, nope, we're not playing for overtime, men. We're playing for the win right here.
Okay. I'd be okay with that.
Touchdown, Jackrabbits win.
They throw it to the left. They throw it to the left side of the end zone.
Cade Johnson touchdown.
K. Johnson pushes the guy down like Winicky did a few years ago up there. It's
27.
Don't call it. It's great.
27.
Oh my God! If that happened, like I would. I can't tell you how excited I would be. Foregoing a field goal for a touchdown that's incredibly controversial and shouldn't count, but they can just, but all of South Dakota, so they can just be like, "Hey, they didn't call it, whatever."
If they're
also, I think I'm not in the minority in saying this, but whenever teams who win all the time lose and whine and complain, there's something extra tasty about that. Kind of, not to the same degree, but kind of like Alabama fans complaining that their guy didn't win the Heisman. And it's like, oh, yeah, right, because you guys have not had any breaks at all go your way over the last decade.
Even yesterday, NDSU, obviously, they won 35-0, but they had 3 calls in the first half that definitely went against them, and it was great. So I loved it.
If they're in that spot, go for it.
Yep.
You need 2 yards just to beat the team that you've never beaten in a big
You have
spot.
Tyron Christian who can run it. Yeah.
Do it. There we go. Lounge 2.
Statue of Liberty!
Ian Johnson. Oh my God.
No.
K. Johnson proposes to Kelly Stewart on the sideline. 272 in the books, folks. Charlie, final thoughts.
I'm looking forward to it. Go Jacks. Go Indigo. Go Grand. Go Bunnies.
Indigo Sign Works.
Go blue 232 and yellow 176.
That's right.
Fuck is going on?
The pot calling the kettle black.
What the fuck is going on? Stacking, what are the big plans for the birthday celebration, the sex celebration of a year and 9 months ago?
I don't know.
But
Stacking made a kid. He a human with the genes of Stacking, Roman Earth. He's lasted a year.
yes,
Here he is.
Very happy.
And
What
he was
are the
able to
highlights
do it.
below?
It is a
He was able
celebration.
to do it thanks to the chemistry that he learned from his relative. That's what chemistry is for.
Yes.
Grandpa Roo
Yep.
doing the chemistry. The highlights and the lowlights of year 1.
The low lights would be the lack of sleep. So he took after his dad for that. And the number of earaches and times he's been sick.
Don't need to mention Schottenkirk in this, but
What?
continue. You said he takes after his dad. Continue.
Oh,
Continue.
okay. Then I
So
guess
the Simpsons,
overall,
is that what
highlight-
you expected? Is that what you expected?
it was something I guess we were prepared for because I was such a terrible sleeper. So of course Noah would be a little bit of a bad sleeper, but just being a dad and just seeing his smiling face every day. He's got a great personality, and through being sick and whatever, he's got it's very infectious personality and smile. And
Does he have any hair in his chest?
no, it does not. I didn't get hair on my chest until I was a junior in college, so that's a lie. But or is it? I don't know.
Truth
But-
and a lie.
Yes. What would be my? I've had jaw surgery. I've had seizures, and I didn't get chest on my hair until I was a junior in college.
You had
didn't get
jaw
chest
surgery.
on your
You didn't have jaw
You
surgery.
didn't get chest on your hair. There's no way around it.
Well, good enough. Happy birthday to baby Stack.
Yes. Thank you. Celebrating that he's still alive after 1 year.
Good. Marcus, the basketball has started, and there's a lot of it.
There's a lot of it. Yep.
So much of it.
It'll be happening.
We got the Mike Miller coming up here, 3 weeks?
Be there.
Very excited. Lounge 272. We'll meet again next week. We'll commiserate. We'll talk Stacking Kid and Folk. Count your hairs on your chest. We'll get